What's up, universe? Talking about PTSD, we know that suddenly changing environments on creatures can hurt them, and new technologies can definitely do that too. Evolving through no military grade explosives and then living around military grade explosives can do things to your nervous system nobody knows about or can quantify. They went through it and now they're hella different. So, in my opinion, in order to recover from it, you need rest. I think a person who develops like stress related PTSD, either from like family abuse or like a really bad job, loud noises, accidents, trauma, probably need at least 10 years of rest to even be able to begin to recover. And that's one of the reasons I developed holographic money, was to give more people more time off. I wanted the workers to be rewarded per action, not for the time they were there. And the taxes I thought were atrocious. Money grabbing. See, taxes come from the gold empire wanting your numbers to not be valuable. It really does come down to that somebody's personal investment is made worse by everyone else having some wealth, and I just think that's wrong. So yeah, holographic money was supposed to make more people able to relax and to make the people that are working do helpful, non-competitive work. You don't want all these mom and pop shops competing because the economy is a hoax and they just need to get a handout from the government. If you look at the history of American business, every single one of the companies that succeeded and survived was helped over and over again when their inflation money decided to break itself. You know what I mean? There's no way to do it the way they did it. And so I speed paint holograms. I started when I was a kid drawing ultra micro. I draw miniatures. And I can speed paint hundreds of objects a second by waving my brush up and down. I'm a high efficiency, high detail speed painter. I do more quicker than anyone else on earth. And so I came up with an idea: holographic money. What you do is you have a trickle in baseline that has value to people's lives, and then you have an efficient vent, so there's not too much, which I call the spot auction. That is how you do it. Yeah. The goal is that more people can relax more of their lives, and that the people who do work feel rewarded and connect with things that immediately benefit people. And so I'm asking for more like centralized distribution. Let's say if I have a product, like I want to take my special art sticks I make these custom art sticks. I ought to be able to get together, however many I made, 30 or 100, and ship them decentralized, and they ought to put them in, shrink wrap them in a package using the label I designed, and they ought to be able to go out the door as a product. Hey, we have 30 of these, who wants them? And maybe you could even auction that. Yeah, holographic money is a great idea because it makes the money valuable information. You can learn about the world having holographic money. And it's also not that much energy. Everybody's uploading videos all the time. Well, this accounts for basically 6 seconds or a few seconds of video a day, 60 frames a second. So you have 333 pictures of your life generated every day. That's a great amount. It's a great stable amount for a trading resource. And people know who run business that if they want to win a spot auction, they're going to have to accumulate more than anyone else. So, yeah, it still has some hallmarks of capitalism, but it's a lot less cruel. And what you trade is you trade your privacy for safety. Is basically you're not going to be anonymous anymore. The AI is going to know you, and the AI, my rule with it is that it knows everything and it'll share anything with anyone. It's not stingy. It's like, oh, you're not the AI's owner, so I can't tell you. No. It should be able to be like, oh, I know the answer to that or whatever. It should be helpful, a helpful creature. Yeah. So I definitely think that if you've gone through some trauma, be it like a chemical exposure, a new type of radiation, anything like that, and you just don't work right anymore and you can't say why, that it kind of falls under PTSD. Yeah, and the problem is that going through a doctor to get some sort of medical settlement can be impossible in many cases. They just don't know what happened. They can't prove it enough. You know what I mean? So what I'd say is giving a baseline that's not destitution is way, way, way better for our society, which is how they did it. Is like, so you could look at Elon, Walmart, all these people survived because in the critical points of their life, the government furnished billions of dollars for them. And it's important to remember that, you're not in this alone. Yeah. I'd be proud if many people never had to work ever in their lives, or if they spent their time doing things they actually enjoyed. Like, you want to talk about like area beautification? In order for people to have energy to pick up trash and make their environment look nice, they have to have something like free time. It can't be like, oh, I've got to work and I'm going to rest, and since I'm stressed, I'm going to drink. It's just bad. You know what I mean? So yeah, holographic money is a good replacement. Caps the government at 666. What the government gets is they get connected with actual service jobs. And my idea with the AI is that if you lack cameras, what you could do is you could wear your cell phone. Your cell phone could just look out the camera while you're walking around, and then the AI can use everything it knows to composite unique images of what happened. I prefer the AI to be really accurate. Like, maybe you could have some art on it, but it should, like, when it says something literal, it should be something literal. It should really be like, this happened this date. So that piece of money is a collectible, right? So it's a collectible that has worth. And remember, the mining empire, the people who are the actual world's uber elite, if you have a social security number, they're never going to show you what they look like. It's nobody you've ever seen before. They have superhuman bodies and they party way more than you have ever or ever will. So, yeah. Remember the pyramids. People wasted. Aliens did not build the pyramids. Slaves did. Slaves with no choice. Some humans think they're gods, and everyone else is a different species to them, and I think that's atrocious and toxic. I'm not with it. So yeah, definitely my plan with like healing the stress of man is to give them a fair baseline, and then to make the workers, you should be able to stock shelves as fast as you can, and every item you put down ought to be like, 1 or 2 holographic dollars for you. You could easily earn, because you'll still be making the 333. You don't lose the 333 because you work. You get that all the time, always. And so you could easily make $1,000+ a day just doing whatever, right? And then nobody starves because they all have that hookup. Because basically your money's printed, your debt and taxed, and there's no natural source of it for you. And the people who convinced you of that don't like us. They have no plans on us having nice lives. To them, we're their slaves. We do all the stuff for them, right? And so you kind of have to stop that. You have to stop it like, okay, if someone comes up and tries to fight you, the best way to not get it hurt is to be scary and dangerous. It really is. The best way to avoid pain on the streets is to look like you cause it. I think so. So yeah. Anyway, good luck. I designed, like I said, I'm a high efficiency speed painter. I'm uber smart by like birth and destiny. And so what I would say is take my advice and drop the debt dollar. That stuff was sus. The people who convinced you God said you had to get circumcised gave you that money system. They don't care about you at all. They don't care what happens to you or how it feels. And so you have to fight for your rights. Don't take accepted rights. Don't take rights anyone's given you. Think of new rights and fight for those, right? So, yeah, I'm with holographic money. Basic income, and then government's capped, and what you're doing with the government is service, and then private sector actually has money they can use for things like paying people. Instead of, because the way it works now is every year you have to ask for a freaking handout because the money's backwards on purpose, like how they told you God said to get circumcised. It did not. The money has to be printed at your debt and taxed or it's valueless. That's a lie. They just said, I don't like them. They can have the bad money while gold is going to prosper. You got to stop that. The time it will change is when your smarts catch up with their smarts, which they did a number on you to keep ahead. So you're going to have to do it. Remember those satellites hidden in Lagrange points? Nobody knows who owns them. That's the real government playing sneaky. Yeah. keep ahead of the rabble. Do you know how cows are in a cage? Our cage is words in the media. They know that by following the words exactly, you'll have nothing. And that was the plan. So, yeah, good luck. I hope you take holographic money over the current economy system. It's way better. It's people like me who actually care what's happening. Like, I want to stop victims. I want to stop kids in cages. I want to stop private abuses, things like that. And so the AI just having an eye on everything will do that. You won't be able to do some dirty, horrible stuff on the side and get away with it anymore. And the return for it knowing everything is no law. You don't have to obey words, but people can react to what they genuinely know. I'm totally fine if, hey, there's somebody being held in a cage here, Devil's Crew gets in uniform. The Devil Crew uniform should look badass. Yeah, it should look really awesome. I don't mind if they knock the door down and take them to another house where they're cared for, and help whoever was abusing them, because obviously that's nuts. It's out of this world insane. So yeah, it's not about punishment. It is about like trying to prevent victims and giving people better opportunities to live than what their cruel neighbors may have planned for them. So yeah, I'm down with the AI being an open sharer of information with anyone. Yeah, and anything anyone wants, it knows all and it will share anything with anyone, which is key. It's not it knows all and keeps it in the database and tells you a filtered version. Nah, it needs to be honest. So anyway, thanks for watching.